All right, everybody, we are going to try this one more time. I've not heard anything from Mark. I know that Crystal and Micki have already been here, so we'll go ahead and get started with Micki and Crystal, and hopefully Mark can join us. I know life happens, and we forget, plans change, technology gets the best of us, but hopefully Mark can join and be a part of us. If not, he will be greatly missed, but I really hope he can make it. But I do know that Crystal and Micki are definitely going to be here for whenever I play this on IGTV later. We were just having a bit of a conversation, and we're going to get this shindig back on the road. So I am going to send a request in our group one more time, just because I know that sometimes life finds a way. So, I just sent a request to Micki and, well, all three of them. But invite John to the video. John, if you're available, if you would like to join us, we'd love to have you, man. Yeah, kid, I got your questions. Don't worry, we'll get to them. I promise. Hi there.
Hello again.
All right, and then Micki just joined, and I know John is still in here. So, Mark, if we don't hear anything from Mark, and John, if you're free, join us if you can.
I love it.
But hopefully we'll hear from Mark. Mark, I'm assuming something probably happened because that we never know what's going on.
And things happen.
Things do happen constantly.
Right.
And there is the request from Micki.
Hi again.
Hi again.
Hi again. All right. So if Mark is able to join us, then awesome. We'll get started with Mark too. But we'll go ahead and get going because there's a ton of fan questions. So, what do the two of you remember from the audition process?
Ooh.
Yours was before mine. You were a part of this before me. You were when they were traveling and working around, right?
Yeah. Gosh, I remember. So Benny Hester and I were on the same record label in the late 80s, early 90s. And so when he and Rita were, doing all of the kind of preliminary stuff with Buddy, they just sort of were like, hey, come be a part of this thing. And so they sort of, I kind of have a, had like my own sort of audition and sort of had the little inside, little leg up in so many ways because they were like, hey, we're doing this thing. Do you want to be a part of it? So I got to be there for the other auditions and basically, see everyone else. And look, what Mickey's referring to, we did a bunch of, I guess, like, what do you call it? Showcases where we did little abbreviated, it wasn't like a full hour or a full show or anything. It was a bunch of little clips, almost all of which were integrated into various episodes at some point in time. We were doing those all over the place, just trying to kind of, help us get our our minds around the material and figure out, like, does this work? Is this funny? All that. So.
All right. Micki, how about you?
Well, I was a dancer in the dance world. And so it was an audition, like they called and they said, they're looking for dancers who can act and sing. And my grandma was like, you can do it all, girl. And so it's like, I went and I auditioned, and I think I was like 16, and dancing part, it was like that was just my jam. It's like I love dancing, and I knew Barry, who was the choreographer, so that I knew I could nail. I mean, I know there's more to it as far as like look and stuff like that, but then then they were like, go outside and learn this little skit. And, you know, I'm funny to my mom, not that funny. So it's like, then it came like, I passed that, and then it was like singing. And I was like, oh my God. It was like, I was in a singing group, but it was like, I was more of the dancer and the rapper. Anyways, I didn't have a song, so I sang Happy Birthday. And it was, I mean, I was very embarrassed, especially after, I think they brought us all in because we waited. God, I don't know how long we waited. I remember Ivan and I calling each other back and forth saying, have you heard anything yet? Have you heard anything yet? Let me know if you hear anything. And you know what? I see him at the final call, and he still didn't call me to tell me that he had gotten called back. Anyway, I let that go. But anyway, so we're there, and then they bring in Sean, and she does her whole skit. Remember, she did like this thing where she has this web going in her face. They bring in Alfred and Seymour, and they do their whole spiel. John, Natalie, they were all part of the cast already. And then they bring in Crystal, skinny little redhead. I was not ready for what happened when she opened up her mouth. And then that wasn't even it, because then she brought out My Love, Modi Love, and said, my sister, tell me what the truth. I was like, yes. And I was just like, I'm not worthy. I can't believe I say, you know, I hope you don't make me go sing my happy birthday song. But
I don't even remember that.
That you rapped?
No, but I remember that you and I connected on that song in particular, and we would do it a bunch, but I don't remember doing it at the audition. That is so funny.
Yeah, well, you had already got it. Like, you were just like, they were like, let's show you what, you know, the other people that you're going to be with. And I was just like, literally, because I was like, we were there, and I think we probably danced in front of you guys. But, I just saw her, and I had no idea. I didn't know who that, you know, the Christian artist that you were. This is the voice. I mean, like, I just saw this skinny little redhead, and I was just like, I was blown away. And I was all the time. Every time you would sing, Crystal, like when I saw someone's question was like, what was your favorite song? It was literally every song that you sang in the first season. It was like, I would sing along like I was singing too. Like, that was coming out of my mouth.
Well, honestly, I was doing the same thing, living vicariously through you as a dancer. Because
which you got to do. Remember, you got to dance the Latin number?
I did one dance bumper. I was very proud of that. Yes.
She came up with her big maracas. Yeah.
Oh, so fun. Love it.
So fun. So that's what the audition was great.
Okay, awesome. For all of you who are in the comment section, I promise if you've got a question, I'm writing it down because there's tons. So hopefully we'll get to them. I promise. What was it like to film at Nickelodeon Studios?
Oh, so fun.
It was so funny because they had a tour going on when we were rehearsing. They had people come and watch us like through this glass.
That's so fun. I don't know if any other show does that or has done that. I love that we did that. That was so fun. And on our lunch break, we ate in the cafeteria with all the other like Nickelodeon actors and for all the other shows.
Clarissa explains it all.
Yeah,
so hard.
All of them were in there.
Ryan Reynolds, we would hang out on the couch.
So fun.
Like,
and then if we had other breaks, we would like run into the park for a while and like come back. It was a really extraordinary experience.
Probably one of the most iconic things of the show is, of course, John's chair. Did the two of you actually get to ride in the chair also?
Yes, we would, but not during the show.
Right. I think we each like would take a turn now and then, but
hijacking. We would hijack it. Yeah.
Yes, I think I probably stood or sat. Yeah, I didn't. I was a little afraid of it, to be honest. Like, what if I crash? I don't know.
And it's a bit of a loaded question, but do either of you have any favorite episodes that either you filmed or some favorite songs that you sang?
Oh, well, one of my favorite episodes was the beauty pageant where we were in a band, and I think Micki and I we got in a fight. It's pretend. and we did Meat Market, the crazy band thing. Like, that was one of my favorite episodes. And my other favorite, of course, was the date scene with Dominic.
Oh, yes.
My favorite.
That was
Yeah.
oh yes, the date. I mean, all
Yeah.
those things. I mean, I love the message behind the pilot and what I don't know what episode that was, but what was the name of that song? I do not care. No, not I do not care.
No, that was I Only Want to Be Me.
I only want to be me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about how many times I sang that song thinking I was you, and like,
Yeah.
but I loved that the one where when you wanted to run in the race.
Oh yeah.
I do not care, and like I think you turned around and John had touched your hand. It was like at the perfect moment. I was like, oh.
Okay,
Like,
that was I Do Not Care might be my personal favorite song. Like, I really, really love that one. And that was the abusement park episode
yes.
where we went to the abusement park.
Wally World.
The race one was
did I mix the two?
Yeah. The race one was I Can Dream.
I Can Dream.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
And then also Time, because I think that was our last episode, right?
Oh gosh, I remember bawling my eyes out on that one. Yeah. Oh gosh.
Because we also got to rap in that episode, me and you.
I watched it recently and had completely forgotten that. And that was so fun that we did that. Oh my gosh.
I can watch a little bit. Like sometimes when I'm watching myself, I get so like, oh my God, like I'm just like, it's too much. I'm like this.
We were into it.
We were giving you that white girl magic. I just was like,
we tried.
How long did it take you all to learn the choreography?
Me? I never did learn it. Micki, it took me like 5 minutes.
I mean, the finale was the same thing every time. I mean, since the beginning, God. We would have it, we would rehearse, I think, 2 days. I mean, back then, though, I mean, it's like dancing was like, I mean, that was like walking to me. So it was just learning the steps. It was like for you learning a song and the notes. I mean,
yeah, I remember I remember watching you guys and thinking, it seemed absolutely absurd to me that they would learn something and then like remember it. It was crazy.
It was so well put together that it made things easy. We would do the read through, then we would go learn. For us, we'd break up. You guys would learn the songs, we would learn the choreography, and then we'd come in, and then you guys would teach us what songs that we were going to be involved in. It was definitely like a mini production every single week.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, I had asked David Sidoni the same question, and he said that he learned it the day before filming. And he said
sometimes if they were throwing him into something, because he was always involved in the singing, so he couldn't come over.
Well, he had said that
in both things.
Yeah. He said that he struggled with, like, I could get some of it, but it would take me a while. He said Micki has funk in her soul, so she'd get it as soon as it would start.
For the 90s. I mean, now these kids are, like, crazy.
So we just had a question that came up, since it's fairly relevant. Micki, what was your favorite dance bumpers? If you know by each choreographer.
Gosh, I think
gotta make her think.
I know. It's like I loved all of them. I always loved it when I got to dance with the boys because it's like I loved being, just dancing with the guys. But we had a fun one up on the stairs where one time they got Natalie in there, and I always loved it when they would bring her in because she was like David Sidoni, where she like her heart was in dancing too. So it's like when they would bring her in, she would just like. So it always felt good. And I think it's Julene, her, and me, and we're like doing like. Yep. Sexy, like, flipping the hair.
The silhouette.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
And like one time we did like a little chairs number. And that was one of my favorite, but also I just remember it because they played this mean trick on me where I had this special chair that had I think it had a sun on it at the time. And so that was Micki's chair. And so they played this joke where they were like, they're going to put it away and they're going to hide it. So I didn't have my chair when I went to dance. And so I like made a big stink and they had to apologize. And Ivan was such a sweetheart. He then put a little butterfly on it. So then because I was really in love with butterflies. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I love them all, you know.
Sorry, I'm taking down notes from questions that are.
Oh, sorry.
No, you are fine. What are some things that you all kept from the show?
I have almost all my clothes. I have almost every single outfit that I wore.
So the question
some of the outfits were actually mine. So
yeah, that was one of the beautiful things was they let us have a lot of leeway in the wardrobe department. I mean, it helped that my friend Lynn Griffith was the primary costume person, and I went shopping with her in LA. But the show gave us creative license to be able to pull bits and pieces of ourselves into the wardrobe. So I thought that was really unique and super special. And yeah, I probably have 85. Hey, there's Mark.
There's Mark. I saw you, Mark. We saw you.
So I have most of my stuff.
Mark, can we try and join you in again? Let's try it. See what happens.
I also had taken that one big thing. Remember when we had to pretend that we were swimming?
There it is.
Hey, Marky.
Hi, guys. I missed the time.
Bearded Mark David.
I know. Hello. I sent the. I had the wrong time. Central Standard. I had a different time, so I was like sitting here counting. I'm sorry.
Is this thing on?
Yeah. Hello.
Switch.
Well, I think the girls pretty much answered this question, so I'll send this one to Mark a little bit. But did you have any outfits in the show that you hated to wear?
That Christmas one was a nightmare. I had the yellow shirt with the green jacket. I didn't like that. And I think the new kid outfit I wasn't fond of either, or my hair.
You had great hair.
But it looked like a helmet in that one.
Oh. You always wore like the bowling shirts, right? Like you had like the.
Yeah, I like the bowling shirts, and I had my chain and all that stuff from Nana's.
Right, we had like Dickies pants.
Yeah, Nana's, and then cross colors in Florida.
Yeah. Love it.
If there was a season 5, what do you think would have been different in the next season?
Residual.
I would have come back. I would have come back.
Yeah. There you go.
Obviously, when by the time that show had reached its end, was anyone relieved? Was anyone kind of done with the show? It's been so long, or would everyone have kept going?
Yeah, for me, it kept going. I was bummed, certainly. Yeah. I wasn't getting tired of it at all. No.
That would have been great if season 5 we had Crystal back.
For sure.
Gosh. There's all these reunions and all these redos. I mean, I don't know. Come on, Mark, you're good with the camera. We could just film ourselves. John, is John here? Write us something. We'll do it.
Hello? Right.
Hello.
I haven't heard from them. I haven't heard from John or Sean since the show.
I haven't heard from Sean. I've talked with Natalie, John, David, you. Last time I saw you was at
Yeah, that was at Granville.
Granville, yeah. I still talk to Ivan. I know you do too.
I talk to Julene all the time.
You talk to Julene?
Yeah, Julene. I talk to Julene.
Julene and I. Lisa Vale?
No, although she likes my posts on the Insta.
Oh, okay. She's a fan.
Crystal, did you guys already talk about Polymer Mambo?
No, we didn't.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, we have to talk.
Go for it.
Okay, so Julene wrote this podcast, which was basically a 1920s, roaring 20s, radio play. And she played the main character, Polymer Mambo, and I was the announcer. So like describing the scene and stuff. And so I did that whole, that sign says Hollywood, that whole, way of talking. And it's on iTunes. So if anybody wants to check.
I play Julian or Polymer Mambo's best friend.
Yeah.
Polymer Mambo. No, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, Polymer Mambo, yeah. For sure.
It's so cute. It was really fun.
She did all the music from the 20s and all the little sound effects and stuff. It was perfect.
But you all had actually answered two of the questions that had come up was, do you all still keep in contact with other members of the show? And do any of you still talk with Sean? And I think you all pretty much answered both of those already.
Did you talk to Sean, Crystal?
I haven't. Last summer, I tried to get, after I watched the Lord of the Rings Zoom, the bit where like every single cast member came on, and then they just kept bringing more and more people in, and I cried. It was so amazing. And I thought, we need to do that. Our cast has got to do that. So I reached out to pretty much everyone, including band members, everybody, and we were trying to get something going, and it just didn't pan out. Schedules didn't work. And so Sean, I thought I was able to reach through a mutual friend, but we never actually connected. So
She's
Natalie,
in New York, right? Is she in New York?
We need to, I still think it'd be so great to do.
I mean, next year, 30th anniversary.
Yeah.
Awesome.
A brainstorming session needs to happen.
I talked to Natalie. Natalie's friends with my buddy Seth Greenleaf, who's a Broadway producer. So I think they've worked together in that capacity. So I was able to catch up with Natalie not too long ago. Excuse me.
Noochie.
The nooch.
Were any of the castmates friends before the show?
You guys, all the boys were. I knew Mark, Ivan. Mark and I worked on so many dance jobs together. I have all these pictures of us. Because we were on another TV show together. And I knew Dominic. But other than that, I think the dancers, we knew each other.
Yeah. Yes, through dancers, we knew each other. I don't remember how old you were, Micki, when we first met.
I think I was 15 when we did Whole High. Or no, I was 14 when we
Whole
did
High,
Lambada.
that's right.
We were dirty dancing together.
Yeah, the Lambada thing, yeah.
Yes, and Mark David has glasses on.
That I ask you about every year because I have Alzheimer's. Like, what's that thing called? You're like, you ask me every year. Call the choreographer. Stop bugging me.
I didn't know anyone before the show.
Next one was for the big solos that were written for, let me rephrase, were the big solos written with certain singers in mind, or did they have the song and then reword it and rewrite it a bit to fit certain people?
Well, the first season, I think it was like, I felt like it was Crystal was the girl. I mean, it was always like she was the singing, it was written for you.
But I know that like Buddy and Rita created this years before any of us came into the picture, like years, not months, years before. And so I think there were one or two things that Buddy had written previously, but then when Benny Hester came into the picture, I think that he started writing for people. So I know there were a couple that were written with me in mind in that first season, but that's a good question. I actually don't totally know the answer to that.
I think the other, the seasons after that, it was more whatever the theme was for the show, and we just, fit ourselves into it,
Yeah. Yeah, because I Only Want to Be Me, we did that in all those early pilot showcase things.
Is that right?
Yeah. So I think that was maybe the one song that they had from before, maybe.
Okay.
Speculating.
Gosh, I remember when we were putting that together and they were like showing this idea, like we were making this ring. And I was like, what is going on? Like, it all comes together. But at first I was like, what is this show?
And you had actually referenced earlier in the season of reboots and remakes, if they ever do you think that a Roundhouse reboot could work in today's society? And if so, if you had the ability to be involved, what would you want to do?
I think the comedy is definitely different. You know, I couldn't do nearly the things that I did character wise now.
What?
I'd be.
So?
Oh my God, no.
I watched
I can't dance like that anymore. I'm not dancing anymore. So.
last summer. Somebody sent me a full my season, the season 1 on DVD. It does not exist to be purchased. Someone must have like recorded it on their DVR or whatever. I was appalled at some of the content. I was like, how did we get away with that? And not like get away with it, but wow, that it walked a fine line for a lot of things.
It sure did. I mean, I was doing that character with the Indian accent and some of the Tom Vu and some of the Asian stuff. I was like, dude, I would get canceled.
Yeah, it was intense. It was a different time. Yeah. But I think moving forward, I think like the idea of it, I think people are ready for that level of like truth telling. If we were able to do it in a way that's like obviously respectful and appropriate for today. Yep. But that level of improvisation and the music and the dancing, like the mix, there's never been anything like it before. And
I think it was real time. We actually shot it like a live performance.
Yeah. Yes, that has not happened since. That was so great. I mean, seriously, Rita and Buddy and Benny were so ahead of their time in that.
And we actually had a comment earlier that said, yes, do a reunion special with all the icy hot.
Oh, the CBD infused balm.
Yeah. I'd have to stop eating for a month.
So today, Crystal had pointed out earlier this week, and over in the Roundhouse group on Facebook, there was a lot of people who are also commenting that today is Dominic's birthday. Yeah. So in honor of Dominic, what are some of your favorite memories of Dominic?
For me, I was a club dancer, and he came over to my house to teach me some of the Paula Abdul choreography because I had an audition, or it was more of a showcase to show Paula who, I got signed to, let me back up. I got signed to my dance agent, Julie McDonald, at a club. And then Paula Abdul had a showcase to see Julie's new people, and I was one of the people. And he came over and tried to teach me some of the Paula Abdul choreography so I could do it. So that was a very kind thing of him to do. And he was really very sweet. And, Newsies, he was awesome. Just sweet, always sweet, kind person.
Very generous.
Yeah, for touring with Michael Jackson and Paula Abdul, I mean, he had every reason to be a little more snooty about that, and he never, ever was. Obviously, and I said this before, but our date episode, and having to like pretend to punch each other and then actually accidentally punch each other a couple of times, and it was so memorable.
Let's see. Look, we're getting a lot of comments on Crystal. You have the most amazing singing voice. Micki, you're an amazing dancer, and Mark, it's your presence alone is just fantastic with everybody. So the comment section is going nuts with you guys right now. I've got a few individual questions that people had submitted. Micki, I've got a small portion that's not Roundhouse related. Did the people who did Hip Hop Animal Rock Workout also do rapping and rhyming?
I did rapping and rhyming. What's the other one you're talking about?
The hip hop animal rock workout. They want to know if the same people did both.
I don't know anything about hip hop. Are they saying that I was in this? I wasn't in hip hop raw, so I don't
I
know.
don't think he was saying you were in it. I think they were just thinking the same creators did both segments. At least I believe that's correct.
Rapping and rhyming, my claim to fame, by taught people how to rap, was through Hanna-Barbera, Nickelodeon, and so I don't know who did the other one. Sorry, can't help.
Who came up with the dance moves for rapping and rhyming?
Who came up with what?
Who came up with the dance moves?
There was a choreographer, which I don't remember who it was. I mean, I was 13, 14. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, what do you remember about? Well, how did you get on to rapping and rhyming?
I auditioned. I auditioned. Yeah, the guy, God, he taught me how to rap. I mean, to try to rap. So, but yeah, I got it through my dancing, and then it was like the same thing like with Roundhouse, where then they go, oh, okay, you passed this part. Let's see if she can talk, and then let's see if she can rap. And it was against me and another girl. I killed him.
The last rapping and rhyming question we had is: do you still keep in touch with Damon?
This person knows rapping and rhyming. I mean,
yeah. Do you still keep in touch with Damon or any other kids?
You know who I see every once in a while? He was not an actual main dancer, but he was one of the little kids. Taj. He had twin sisters that were on Sister, and I would talk to them, Taj and Ty. But Damon, the other guy that was my co-host, I probably talked to him maybe like 5 years ago, but like Instagram and Facebook will like comment on each other's. You know Damon, don't you, David?
Me, yeah.
Butler? Yeah.
Damon Butler, yeah. No, Damon Butler and I were in a
you were in a group together.
Yeah, we were in a group together. D times
sort
3.
Of incestual. We just all like combined and everything. And then, gosh, I'm forgetting another name, but not really. I mean, don't talk to anyone.
All right, Miss Crystal.
Yes, sir.
One of the fans had said your voice is a gift. Who are some singers that inspired you?
Ooh, good question. I grew up listening to Aretha and Ella Fitzgerald and Billie Holiday, CeCe Winans back in the day, India Arie in the late 90s, Jill Scott. Yeah, Layla Hathaway is another.
Yes.
Big, yeah.
Micki said, same fan said you had the best dancing style on the show. Who or what was your inspiration?
Gosh, I think I was more of like inspirations. Like that was like the one like way for me to actually speak my voice since an early age. I tried many different things, and that was something that if I was happy, I could dance. If I was really angry or sad, it would make me happy. Like it was just something that was inside of me. I love music. And it really kept me focused and really present. Now transitioning into yoga, it's that same thing. It's like I love things that help me to focus. But as far as like who I really thought had amazing moves, I mean, I was a big Michael Jackson fan and like the way that he moved. I would often, imitate him, and just my teachers,
Mark, how goes life as a video editor and continued voiceover actor?
It's going pretty good. I've done some things for Disney marketing, and I've done some things for Ivan. I'm cutting things for Ivan every week now on this little Snapchat story thing. He's got a company called Sneaker Inc., which is a sneaker culture kind of curation thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I do that. So that's pretty consistent. And the voiceover thing, I just audition when something comes around. Hasn't really popped yet, although I did do one episode of an upcoming Cartoon Network show called We Baby Bears, which is an offshoot to We Bare Bears. I played a crow, and I played a possessed house, and I played an arrow in that episode. But it was really fun. It was fun to get back in front of the mic and just when they were asking me to do all the sounds, like you're running, so do those and all those different kinds of like mouth sounds. I was like, dude, I was kind of scared. I didn't know if I was going to be able to do all that stuff, and I just like dropped right back into it. So hopefully things will start picking up on that front.
Nice.
I totally see you doing that. It will.
Yeah.
Micki, on Roundhouse, do you wish the dance moves were more versatile?
Meaning, like,
I don't know. That was the question that I got.
Yeah. No, I liked what we did. I mean, if it was versatile, you mean like as far as like doing lyrical and stuff like that. No.
Yeah, we never did like some of the sadder songs or more emotional songs at the end. We never did have any kind of like lyrical moment going on in the background. That would have been interesting.
I mean, I think it would have been fun to maybe do more like how when we did that Latin number and brought you in, Crystal. I mean, that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely liked the funkier stuff at that time, and I loved I also liked I was so young, so it was like when I got to pretend to be sexy because I was always trying to be grown up because I was like the baby, so I was like I'm all grown,
Girl, you didn't have to try too hard.
I tried. I come in my outfits.
Crystal.
Yeah.
How did you handle being on Roundhouse and a CCM artist at the same time?
Oh, it was just a lot of work. We had, if I remember this correctly, we had 1 week off a month. We had like a little hiatus week once a month. And so I would fly either home or to shows, or I basically like toured during that 1 week, did 2 or 3 shows or something, and then came back. But Roundhouse was my priority at that point in time, and so I pretty much was just there doing that for that year. So yeah.
Mark, does your Adam's apple still do that floaty thingy?
No, because I'm 70 pounds heavier.
Oh, I think it's transition.
I can't. I don't know. No, that was a special time.
Okay, I've done a few of these, and this might be my absolute favorite question, and I actually had to message the lady who sent this one. Micki, what is the name of the vampire that bit you to make you so ageless?
Oh, it's called Instagram little filter. Soft.
Crystal,
Yeah.
would you consider singing? Let me rephrase that. Would you consider singing a song from the show during some of your Facebook Live broadcasts?
Yes, and I actually have a couple of times.
I know, I saw you. I was so happy.
As a matter of fact, it wasn't the last one I did, but the one I did in October from Nashville, the day before, I texted Keith Thompson, who was our vocal director, who I've stayed good friend, actually reconnected with over the last couple years, and we talk often. And I just said, would you be willing to just play? I think I did I Do Not Care, because I love that one so much. And I just said, can you just send me a piano track so I could sing to it? And he did. And so I have it, and I've done it at least twice, I think. I love that song. So yeah, I'd love to even add a couple of these to my repertoire and do them at my live gigs, because they're great songs. I'm so honored that I got to sing them.
Does he have long hair again, or is it short? Remember he had his hair, he'd always flip it.
It's short. I think it's short.
The lady who asked the lady who had asked the vampire question, there was a couple comments like, great question, but she said, I need to know the answer to this question. And then she said, you don't need a filter. Mark, what exactly made production in California different or better than in Florida?
Mostly because it was just home. And we could have our friends and family come to the show a lot easier than being kind of isolated in Florida. I think I caught David Sidoni, one of the things he was saying about the fact that we were in like a fish tank at the Nickelodeon studios in Orlando, and they'd have the tour go by and look at us like rehearsing and stuff like that. It was a little more like we were really in show business in LA because we were in Hollywood. And so it also made it a lot easier for agents and other people like that to come and watch us perform. And Ivan and I got a manager out of that. So that's what was kind of different.
I think it was great because we were able to actually, though, too, just be close together. I mean, there were so many things that we did together. Like we went to the Keys. You really got to connect. I mean, as far as like, I'm glad Florida, that we spent that first time in Florida.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, because we were all displaced and we all, we were all thrown together, and it was really special. I feel like I missed out being a part of it in LA, but I'm so grateful that I got to be a part of that. The one season that was shot. Yeah, away from home.
So for those of you who are watching, what you guys don't know is this conversation between the four of us, took a lot of patience on their part to deal with me of, okay, when can we do this? When are you guys available? Blah, 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 blah. And they were incredibly patient, as all three of you are. And I've thanked you guys dozens and dozens of times, and I'm still very grateful. But we've had several people in the comments say, I am freaking out over all of this right now. We had one lady who actually messaged me after my interview with David Sidoni, said that hang on, let me back it up so I don't misquote it. She said, this is a big moment for me. Always, always have wanted to meet you all. Thank you so much for doing this. So
it's awesome.
It means the world to me, and I know it means the world to the fans. So I wanted to touch on that while I read it because I didn't want to forget it.
Awesome.
Micki, where are we at here? Does the world know that you invented the butterfly?
You want to know something funny is that now when I'm teaching and I have to do a certain move and the knees go in and out, and I brag about how I taught that on MTV.
You're still there, Mark.
Did I mute?
No, you're fine. Oh. Mark was. I heard Mark go, did we lose power? But he lagged for a moment there, but we're still here.
But I did make a.
Yeah, I think I lost power here for a second.
I think I taught it. But that was already a move. But I do take bragging rights of that time when we got to be VJs. Remember that when we got to be VJs for MTV?
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. When did we do that?
I don't know. I guess it must have been the second season. I thought it was during the first season.
Oh, wow.
Maybe
that was fun.
Maybe it was just me.
Listen, some of these episodes that people send, some of the stuff that people put up on the
maybe it was in my head. I don't know.
Roundhouse episodes and stuff like that, like I have no memory of some of the sketches. I don't remember doing that at all.
I love the Dominic account, Denise, will put up some behind the scenes or some bloopers that I'm like, where'd you even get this from?
Yeah.
Like, stuff is incredible. I don't have any of that.
Do you have, I think it was Paul, I think it was his name Paul that was the camera guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think he sent me a thing that we have of and I think Marty has one too, of all the bloopers. They had made this tape of us.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have
that was the rap party tape he made, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Crystal, would you cut a track where you throw in your dope 90s rap from the bridge on a jazz standard?
No.
That was a David Sidoni question.
Oh.
That's a David Sidoni question?
Yes, it is.
For David, I would do it, but probably not at a live gig. I don't feel like those things would merge so much. But I love David, and I would consider for him.
Mark, how did your rare dance bumpers come about?
My rare dance bumpers?
Yeah.
Here's the general thing. Here's what happened to me. like I said, I'm a club dancer, so I wasn't like trained. I was just a little too slow in rehearsing the dancing, and I was picking up speed in the singing department. So I had to like divide the time. There was no way I could have done both, really. As much of with all the dance bumpers and been included in it and the singing too. So I naturally just went towards the singing part.
Let me double check here. Make sure I didn't miss any of the individual questions. I know I did have one fan ask Crystal, and not my fan, yours. I did have one follower ask if it seemed like you and Dom were really, really tight on screen, and were you equally as tight off screen?
Yeah, I think we all were. We weren't any like better friends than everybody else. It was a really interesting thing where like he and I were very Ricky and Lucy in a lot of ways. I mean, just because of the way we looked, I think. But he was everybody's best friend. And like Julene and I were so close, but then Julene and Dominic were so close. And we all kind of switched it up, you know, because we truly each of us had the same kind of connection to each other. And I again, I talk about like that time and the show itself being ahead of its time, and like Micki mentioned, the production itself being like in the moment and in real time. The other thing that's so rare about that season was our individual connections. Like that, there was no animosity. There was no, correct me if I'm wrong, there was no competitiveness. There weren't any issues. Like we loved each other. We really did. All of us loved each other. So what you saw on screen, we were all like that behind the scenes, for sure.
Definitely no clicking going on or anything like that. We all just, it was all like very natural.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
My last individual question, and I have a couple group questions, not very many, but my last individual question is for Mark. Which Harrison Ford is better, Wars or Raiders?
Say that again. Who? Which Harrison Ford is? Oh, Raiders of the Lost Ark or Star Wars?
Wars or Raiders? Which Harrison Ford is best, Wars or Raiders?
Raiders.
And I was told to ask that verbatim by David Sidoti.
Yeah.
Of course, I did it.
Okay, I wanted to answer the question that somebody asked about the band, because
Yes, that was going to be my next group question.
Oh, good. Because I feel like I just keep stacking this stuff up and kind of repeating myself, but that was yet another extremely unique. Like you had the SNL band, you know, that was the band was such a part of, or is, I guess, such a part of the inner workings of things. And our guys, you know, we pull them in for episodes here and there, and they really played a part in what we created. And they were extraordinary musicians. Like, I don't know if people really know the level of musicianship that we had on that show. These were all session guys from LA, at least in Florida, my season. I don't know if it changed in LA, but I believe I have hired almost every single one of them to play on my project since, multiple times.
Yeah, they're awesome. John Pena and I got close, and I got to go and hang out at a couple of this band that he plays with Steve Lukather from Toto. They have a band called Los Lobotomies, and so I'd go and watch them play at all the different, like Lava Lee here and the Baked Potato and things like that. And he's just out of hand, amazing. Like, you saw him play on our show, but if you've ever seen him play Latin jazz, it's just silly.
Nuts.
Silly. And then James Raymond, of course, was an adopted guy, and he found out later in life that his father was David Crosby, and they've been playing music together for like the last 8 years or so.
So cool.
Yeah,
it's nutty.
Yeah, I've played with James a bunch over the last few years, a lot. He's played on lots of my records. I love him. And Jack Kelly, drummer. I mean,
Jack Kelly taught me how to play the drums. Remember my beat?
Yep. we would always have to tell him to stop playing in between when we were rehearsing. We're Jack, 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 stop playing.
Every drum.
Crystal, would you?
Jam so bad.
Crystal, would you ever consider being in the CCM market again?
I have no idea. I don't answer questions about the future well, because I believe in now, and I believe in what's happening. What are you doing right now? I believe in dreams. I believe in doing your dreams and looking forward and creating momentum and, hustling and getting things done. But as far as like long term, I don't know how to answer that other than to say, this is what I'm doing right now. And as things progress, I will see where we land, see where I land. I don't know.
All right. I've only got 3 other questions because we've gone a while. What are some of your favorite memories of doing Roundhouse? Got to make you all put you on the spot and make you think.
Not me.
I just think, to touch on what Crystal said, it's more about the camaraderie between the cast members. The whole week, I loved the whole process, from doing the table reading and then doing all the different stuff. It was just everything. It was so engaging and had your attention in many different places in order to get it all together. So, and doing the show was just kind of like you went into like a dream state almost, and it, I just like the process of it during the whole week.
Agreed.
Yeah, I love the family aspect of it, especially for me moving. I mean, that was like my first experience of moving out and away from home, and then to have that. I mean, they were all like, I was gonna say like big brothers and sisters, but there was also like a lot of admiration. Like I really looked up to all the girls. I mean, like I wanted to, like each one of you, Crystal, Sean, Julian, they all had aspects of like a big sister that I really looked up to. And then the guys, I mean, I had a different crush on each guy every time. And so it was fun. It was fun being young and to have that kind of a unit of safety also, that I could grow up and, get picked on, but at the same time, feel the love and learn. So it was just it was a great time. I mean, it was wild when I think about it. Like, I mean, I was partying and then, on the weekend and working during the week, and life is great.
I echo all of that. I know I've said this like 10 times. It was such a unique experience, and obviously lifelong friendships. Like there are connections that we'll take with us to our graves, because it was so special. Every aspect of it, for sure.
What are some mantras that you use for drive and motivation?
Ooh. Gosh, I have a stack of affirmation cards upstairs, but
I think one thing is just to have fun. Make sure that you're having fun with what you're doing, and not taking things too seriously, and making creative work that you're proud of and that you want to, that you would copy and paste and show everybody. I think that is just a general mindset for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think how to live outside of boxes is, because this music industry, Hollywood, CCM world, all the different boxes that exist, my personal experience has been that you don't have to stay inside of them, that the walls are basically paper, and you can push them down and push the boundaries and do what is in your heart to do.
Yeah, I agree. I think that in allowing yourself to be unique and not have to compare yourself to someone else's either beauty or success, and that there's room for all of us. And if you have the will and the work ethic to do something and you want it, then I think, for me, when I wake up in the morning, I'm just like, you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I'm so inspired.
Oh, yeah. You're saved.
Just gonna start exercising now.
And the last question is more of a rhetorical question, and the we is in this question is of course the Roundhouse fan base. But the question is, do you even know how much we love you? You
it's
are all
shocking to me sometimes. Sorry.
you are all very, very well loved by the Roundhouse fan base, and
But it
I
gives
know
me
you guys are probably
I always
already aware
get
of it.
shocked when I hear someone say that because to me we were having so much fun, so it didn't really seem like it was work or that people were watching, and then that people still remember it to this day. Like I'll have people like, whether it's not even just like through Instagram or Facebook, but that like end up coming into my life some other way, and you're like, oh my god, and I was like, oh my god, you watched that show, you recognize me from then, you know? I'm like, wow, okay, but it does feel good. It feels good to know that that it touched someone's heart. It helped somebody go through something in their life, because we were reaching to a tween, you know, that in between stage, and I think that's important. You know, I think we all want to feel part of. We all want to, you know, just feel a part of. But I think we did that. We showed every type of person, every kind of character, and fitting in, being unique. So it feels good when I'm reminded. So remind me more.
Yeah. No, I love it. I think it's amazing that it still has an impact, and I try to talk to people and express my gratitude for how it impacted their life.
All right, and then to wrap up, I always do the same things. What projects are you guys working on now, and where can everybody follow you at?
I'm the Crystal Lewis, not for any reason other than someone had my name already. On Facebook, my website's crystallewis.com. I'm working on a duets project that will be out in early 2022.
I am on Instagram, official Micki Duran, same thing. It's not because I'm an official, it's just that someone else on my name. So I'm like official. And I'm, you know what, I'm actually just enjoying the process of teaching. I don't know what's next for me. I know that there's something that's starting to kind of needing to get fueled. I don't know what that is, but you know when that comes where it's like I need something new on the horizon. So just starting to get that itch. But I love what I do. I love passing on what I do. So I teach yoga, I teach fitness, and yeah, just try to have a good day.
You can find me at Bolts55, because I'm still a Charger fan. Chargers! BOLTS 55. And I'm, getting back into acting. So slowly but surely, perhaps would lead to some on-camera stuff. But building out my voiceover repertoire and just working on that every day, and then editing. I love doing the little short form edits that I do for Ivan or anybody else.
I'm going to call.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. So that's what's going on with me.
All right. Well, again, thank you to all of you followers who submitted some great questions, and those of you who tuned in now. I know there was a lot who couldn't be here at this time of day, but we'll post it on IGTV so they can check it out later. So thank you to all of you who submitted some questions and tuned in. Thank you to the three of you beautiful people for taking the time to do this for me and the fans. It means the world to a lot of people. So thank you.
Such a pleasure. Thank you.
Such a pleasure. Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having this.
My pleasure. You guys have a lovely evening, and I'll see you guys, followers, later.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.